What's up, guys? So, as you can see, got a little bit of a new setup here. Got a nice little mic arm, so I'm officially a podcaster now. Not really. Anyway, so I today's my uh, last day of break, last day that I'm not working for kind of my Christmas New Year's break. I thought it'd be fun to do a tier list video. I've seen a lot of these online, and I was thinking about all the stuff that I've watched in 2020. And I thought it would be fun to do a Netflix tier video of all the shows that I've watched on Netflix for 2020, and it ended up being quite huge, as you can see over here. I've there are a lot of titles. I was thinking about breaking it up into like movies and TV shows or something, but I think I'm just gonna go for it and see how it goes. What really was kind of embarrassing though, like the sheer volume of this, when you think about it, this is like maybe half of my, okay, definitely more than half, but like 2/3 of my movie and TV consumption just for the year, because like this is where I watch most of the TV shows that I like consistently watched several seasons of, like Dexter. But I also had I also rented Redbox movies, watched movies with friends, and watched stuff on like Amazon and a little bit on Hulu. So yeah, a little bit embarrassing, but let's jump into it. Okay, this is roughly reverse chronological order, and some of these I watched like the first season a while ago, but then watched the most recent one. So we're gonna start off with Cobra Kai. I just watched, or I'm actually in the middle of the most recent season, uh, and it's an interesting show. It's pretty cheesy. I couldn't give it an S because it an S or an A because it's just too cheesy, but it is actually pretty funny. And I don't know. I don't know if it'd quite be appropriate for like a family show, but it's, I don't know. I guess more of like just a chill fun show that's not like, I don't know. You're not going to hurt your brain watching it, that's for sure. But I think I'll give it a B because I don't know, I've enjoyed it and it's been entertaining for sure. But it's not like A or S tier for sure. Kingdom, I've also been watching that one recently. Um, it's like a MMA kind of boxing drama. I'm gonna have to speed this up if I make it under 15 minutes. It might have to be a two-part video. But anyway, Kingdom. I don't know. By the way, I'm doing this in Adobe Illustrator because they had tier list like formats online, but I kind of just wanted to make my own, and I figured Illustrator would probably be better than Photoshop, and I'm used to using it. So, uh, anyway, Kingdom, it's entertaining, especially that dude who plays. I forget names. It's funny how like you feel like you know a character so well, but then you stop watching the show and you can't even remember what their name is, or like a book that you read 2 years ago. It's like, wait, who's the protagonist's name? Anyway, Kingdom, B, C. I don't know. Kingdom has been kind of cheesy and predictable, but it has been entertaining. Well, I'll put it in C as kind of a, I don't know. I might have a lot of C's, but yeah, for now. Oh, I don't want to do that. Whoops. Um, Gotta hold down shift to scale. But anyway, yeah, we'll put it in C. Okay, I can't take this long with all of them because it's gonna be like an hour long video. Knock knock. Okay, I watched this one like a week ago. I don't know. I was just in the mood for like a kind of thriller-y movie, and I was looking at them with one of my friends, and um I saw it was Keanu Reeves and what's her face? Shoot, that other girl. Dang it. Anyway, it's a wild one. It's like these two girls show up at this guy's house and pretend that they need like shelter or whatever, because there's a big storm and they're supposed to like have the wrong address for a party, but it takes a major plot twist, and it was wild. Not super good though. Yeah, it's like a C or D probably. It was entertaining, and I watched the whole thing, and I'll give it bonus points for kind of surprising me. So I'll give it a C. The Invitation, I watched this one on the like Netflix teleparty kind of thing where you can watch Netflix with a friend the other day, and it was pretty good. Yeah, I'd give it a solid B. There were some parts of it that were just kind of weird and I didn't appreciate. Hey, our first really awful movie. Okay, Peppermint. I almost fell asleep. Not even joking, trying to watch this movie. I guess it could have been decent in the end, so I'll give it an E instead of an F, but it's down there. Yeah. Making a Murderer, one of the mini documentaries that I watched this year. I didn't make it all the way through because after the trial, it's about Stephen Avery and his trial. He was convicted for a rape way back when in like the 80s or whatever, served like 18 years in prison, and then they found out that he wasn't guilty for that, took him out of prison. And then this season is pretty much about his trial for a second murder that he allegedly committed after he got out for not doing the first one. And it was pretty good. And like the lawyers were entertaining and stuff. But I guess it kind of lost me after I found out whether he was still in jail. I'm not going to watch the second season, so we'll put it in B as a pretty solid documentary, but not amazing. Okay, next we have Dexter. Dexter was my favorite show of 2020, at least the second half of 2020, so it's going to go comfortably in the S tier. It's not that amazing, like cinematically or any of that. I mean, it's a TV show that started out in 2006. I actually did a review on it recently on my channel, but yeah, I think it was just entertaining because it's dark, but like the good kind of funny dark humor that I appreciate. So it goes S. Schitt's Creek, this one got recommended to me from my buddy who I watched The Invitation with, Thor, and it was like pretty funny. The concept of it is super funny, and there were some decent one-liners, but honestly it didn't really blow me away. I watched like 3 or 4 episodes of it, so we're gonna put it in D. I think it could be in C, but I don't know. Right now, C for me is kind of like, it was decent, but not amazing. Yeah, I don't know. I know that there are going to be more in the C tier. So Schitt's Creek could maybe go up if it got better. But it was too, like, kind of silly, dramatic for me. Silence of the Lambs. This is a classic that I watched this year, and it was good. It like impressed me, held up pretty well for how old it is. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't blow me away, so I'm gonna give it B, even though I think it could go A, but just like my personal taste, I wasn't completely blown away, so we're putting it in B. The End of the Fucking World. Oh my gosh, this show was hilarious. This, along with Dexter, was like one of those shows that just the tone of the humor was, it just hit so well for me. And I don't know, it was just surprising. Yeah, it's about this kid who's funny that both of my favorite shows are of this year have been about people who are psychopaths. Hopefully that doesn't say anything about me. But yeah, it was entertaining. So we'll put that up there. I don't know. I guess I'm into like dark humor and stuff. Speaking of dark humor, just kidding. The Good Place is definitely not dark humor. It's like really weird and bubbly, but it was also really funny. I don't know why it's not going to go in like A or B. A couple reasons. First, it in like the second season or something, they get into this whole like multiple what do you call that, multiple like realities, like butterfly effect or whatever. And there's like all this time travel in it where like they pretty much get to, okay, I'm giving away a lot, sorry, I probably should have done a spoiler warning. I'll probably throw that in there when I edit. But stuff with multiple branches of reality, that's not really giving anything away. That kind of loses me after a while. And the other reason is I got to the last episode of it, and like second to last episode, I was like, okay, I pretty much know what happens, and I didn't even finish it. I left like an episode and a half unwatched. I don't know, because it kind of just like already resolved in a way that even if they changed the way it resolved, I'd be like, eh. I don't know. So it was decent while it lasted. I don't know. It could maybe go B tier, but I'll give it C tier for like decent, but not amazing. Joe Rogan triggered. I got into Joe Rogan, like his podcasts, from some friends, and I really enjoy his podcast. He's a smart and interesting dude. I like the way that he interviews people, I guess. Pretty personable, like, I don't know, at least in being able to interview people. I've never met him, obviously, but I watched his comedy show because he talks about that a lot on the podcast, and I had high expectations, and they were not really met, honestly. Like some of the jokes were funny, but I was very underwhelmed. So it could go in E, but I think we'll give it D. Give it the D anyway. Zodiac, another kind of serial killer one. This one, I think my brother and his girlfriend were watching, so I started this one a few minutes into it, but I was intrigued and it was pretty good. Nothing mind-blowing though. I'll put that in C as well. It's pretty good. I don't know. Gonna run out of space in C. Teenage Bounty Hunters. Teenage Bounty Hunters was one of the more surprising TV shows that I watched this year. I don't know. I went in with very low expectations, and it was actually super funny. And I got invested in the plot of it, even though it was like cheesy and stuff. But like, it was cheesy in the like, what do you call that? Parody sort of way. So I'm actually gonna give it an A, just because it was so funny and entertaining. And I feel like we don't get that many good action-y TV shows or movies with female protagonists, and it actually did a good job of that. So not that should give it bonus points for some reason, but I just think it did well.